I have to tell you guys, I have had a rough time gardening since we moved to the tropics. I was always a Florida gardener. You know, I started gardening in Florida when I was 5 or 6. And now here I am trying to make things work in a completely different climate that's just similar enough that I think I can pull it off, and then something weird happens. So I'm gonna run over some of the problems I've had and why my vegetable gardens aren't growing like I think they should. Number 1, I'm a little short-handed. Injuring my hand has really messed me up. I can't do the string trimming to clear the weeds out. I can't do any broad forking really. I can't do any digging hardly. I'm kind of shuffling around one-handed and trying to get stuff done, and it's not working all that well. And I'm supposed to be protecting this cast in this finger until the tendons heal up in my hand. Fortunately, it's only a week and a half until this cast comes off, and then we'll see if my finger works again. That'll be interesting, but I should be able to get a lot more done when it is working. Another thing I didn't expect. Man, cutworms. Seriously. Like, I planted spinach, beets, and carrots when we first got here. Almost all of them are cut down. I planted a lot of peppers. They start to come up and then they're cut down. I planted tree tomatoes. They started growing, they were cut down. I planted my 13 bean soup garden. It all started to come up and look great. And now half of the bean plants are decapitated and they are not going to grow. And then today, you know what I noticed? The tops of those little jackfruit trees that I planted in a circle right in the ground have been cut off by some sort of stupid cutworm. I don't exactly know what it is. I found a cutworm in one of my pots next to a decapitated tree tomato. Look, normally I plant a whole bunch of weeds, I encourage the wasps and all that sort of thing, and I think that the biodiversity is going to take care of itself. But I'm thinking I got to get some neem oil and soak the ground and torch these suckers because it is really driving me nuts. When I plant beds and it looks great, and then like half the stuff is missing, and then all of the stuff is missing a week later, it's not cool. I'm so over it. And that wasn't a real big problem in Florida. It was just an occasional problem. Here, it's driving me insane. Another problem, gardening on a slope in beds that are way down the hill. I realized I don't want to plant anything intense down there. I planted tomatoes and okra and some other stuff. The tomatoes just didn't really work out. Couldn't take very good care of them. If it rains hard, the ground is slick all the way down. We got busy, and I just don't like having garden beds far from the house. So I'm gonna do my more intensive stuff up near the house, and then down the hill it's gonna be yams, cassava, and pumpkins, which can basically take care of themselves in this climate. Really, what I have to do is reassess and learn and reassess and learn. And this is frustrating for me because I've written 4 books. People look and go, oh, that's David the Good. He's an expert. Look at, he wrote these books. But then you guys watch my gardening videos and I show you exactly what's going on from day to day, and it looks like I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, sometimes it's just, wow, hey, look at, there's his ratty garden doing this, and here's his ratty garden doing this. Look at these pictures from some of my garden beds in the winter a year and a half ago. I grew me some amazing cabbages. I grew lots of beets. I grew lots of carrots. I grew roughly 1,000 pounds of food in 2015. And here I am in 2016, just struggling. It's driving me crazy. So I've been looking at my YouTube videos and going, how am I supposed to be an expert gardener with books that I'm selling and looking like a total failure? Well, my answer is, I'm not going to be a total failure. Failure is the key to success sometimes. I'm going to keep beating it. I'm going to figure out how to take care of these problems. I'm going to push it. And I do realize that right here in the tropics, agroforestry is the way to go. A rainforest, I mean, the trees have been incredibly productive and they don't need much or any care at all. Whereas the vegetable gardens seem to get ravaged by just about everything. So when I get my own property, I am jumping right into an agroforestry system, and we are going to raise field crops and try to figure out which vegetables do the best. But I just, man, cutworms don't take out your mango trees, you know? So just some of my frustrations, and my goal from here on out is to reattack and reassess and keep testing things and figure out what grows the best. And because I'm doing this on YouTube and I'm sharing it with all you guys as I go, you really are seeing a lot more failure. The books that I wrote were after strings of testing in my climate back in Florida and in Tennessee, and then getting stuff done and making things happen, and then figuring out what was the best way to do what I did until I could get a lot of stuff. I am right now back in the learning phase, totally, and you're seeing me as an amateur again in a different climate. So I hope you enjoy that, but I'm not gonna give up, and I've only been here 4 months, and we are going to kill it and pull in all kinds of stuff. And you guys can just come along and laugh as I fail and hopefully smile when I succeed. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and catch me on the web at thesurvivalgardener.com. And until next time, may your thumbs always be green.
Here we go. Yeah. Hip to the hop, to the hippity hop. You know the cutworms keep cutting and the cutworms they don't stop. So I'm gonna go out to the garden with some DDT. I'm gonna cut them all down, just wait and see. I'm gonna roast the ground with gasoline. I'm gonna light them all up and boom, boom, there you go. Say goodbye all you cutworm folk. Here we go, pokety poke.